yeah, do you have any vivid memories other than your mentoring experience that you
You
can
know, I
recall?
think it's constant. I mean, anytime I'm at any free arts events, I've been able to meet other, I don't want to say like graduates of our program, but others who've been in it for a while at different levels. I mean, we have one young guy who is now totally goal oriented and set on, going and studying English and poetry, I believe, at ASU. And just to see the growth in him, and it's amazing because he still struggles and speaks openly about struggling emotionally to trust and to have some different, issues with those types of things, but he feels so much more supported and just positive. He has such a better sense of self, and knowing that there are people who care for him. So even if he wasn't, born into a situation where he feels that those primary people are there for him, he now has an extended family in free arts, and in fact has several of ours have Mama Taniqua, who our free arts program director, who is amazing and touches the kids a lot. So it's really incredible to see the growth in these, and I don't know if I can say names, so I don't want to say names, but just this boy in particular, he can have behavioral issues and he's very open about them, but he always goes back to kind of resetting the button and knowing what he's learned through free arts, that he's going to be okay, and there's outlets and there's safe places for him to go, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, it just continues to wow me of what free arts is capable of. So
Yeah, I'm trying to connect in my head the dots of who that is, and I think I remember who he is. And very, very unique guy, and he's going to go a long way, I think, in his life. And I think the struggles that he's had in the past is just going to help him to be successful.
absolutely,
So, and they have a lot of success stories like that. You know, they've had
it's true.
individuals that are their alumni, and I've come into contact with one individual that, she was a part of the program and then she ended up becoming an employee of the nonprofit, and it was just amazing to work with her. And she bloomed into this beautiful woman, and I don't believe she's there anymore, but I know that they've stayed in contact with her and see how she has, how free arts changed her life, and obviously in more ways than one, because
It's
they
true.
gave her work. And yeah, I'm sure that we can capture a lot of those types of stories over the years of the work that free arts does. Free arts has been around for close to 17 years, so they have brought a lot of healing powers to many people in the valley.
It's true. And I think that, they try to capture and quantify for all of the nonprofit things that you have to do. But I'm sure it goes much further than we're able to even really capture. And I think I have come across many people just in the most random ways. And, whether I'm at First Friday and talking to some different people, and it's truly awesome how many lives it's touched, and or that people have an awareness, even, oh, free arts, oh, that is so cool you volunteer for them. They're such a great organization. So sometimes people don't always have the time, but hopefully if they even spread the awareness, or, write a check here and there, it's everything matters. And going back to every child matters, it's true. And so when you meet all these people and have all these points of connection, it's just really cool that they know the central focus of free arts, and they want to help these kids in our community. And with the down economy, it's been pretty inspiring to see how many people recognize that the need is up, and we don't have all the means. So I think through our event and the fall lunch and all the things we're trying to really go for, I think 2011 could be a really good year
Yeah, I think
for
they're going
free
to
arts.
accomplish their goals. So when IKEA supports them 100% and whatever that
And we're
outcome
lucky to
is.
have a good board of people as well that are, the officers and the members of Free Arts Board are also pretty incredible and give a lot to Free Arts as well. So it's just a very unique organization that I think accomplishes so much. And we're pretty humble. I mean, if you really look at Free Arts on paper and the staff, they do amazing things with very, very little. So it just goes to show that if we can get more people involved, like the more power in numbers, to be able to help all these kids. And yeah,
I remember back in my days looking and trying to figure out from a grassroots standpoint, what charity do we want to work with? I was hired to plan the grand opening for the IKEA store here, and we went through probably a good 10-week process and selected about 10 charities. And we wanted to work with an organization that was in line with the IKEA mission statement, but then also they maybe were up and coming and that they needed IKEA's help and to place their mark on the map, how our partnership will help them to develop. And then it will develop us as a company, as a store, as a coworker base. And they were narrowed down to the top 5. And, we went again through another few weeks of, debates as to who the charity would be. And I was just rallying for them because I had seen their work at hand as to what this partnership could do for them. And when they were the final candidate, I remember making that phone call to Stephanie. Stephanie Small is not there anymore, but she pretty much helped to start the organization back 17 years ago. And she was just so ecstatic. I mean, the tone of her voice and the sound that she was making over the phone was, I think she almost cried.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah. And for me, it just really was very, I don't know. I don't even know the words. Like I through my work was able to help this organization. I don't know. I say it's one of my little achievements.
Oh, it's little. It's huge. I hope you know how well regarded you are by everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, you do amazing things for free arts. You really do. And IKEA's, so I can't oversell it enough. I mean, they're just mean so much,
Yeah, it made me want to do more. So from a professional and a personal standpoint. So, yeah, I remember that very vividly. It's, in my heart.
And a great day feeling that the executive director is like,
I'll never forget when Stephanie had to be up on the stage and be presented with her $10,000 check. And she just did amazingly well and, represented the community in a really good way. And then she got the free arts message across in a quick amount of time. We had 4,000 people standing outside waiting to get through our doors. And she was there to support the grand opening, but then to support her own mission.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met her in 2000 as well, and she's a big reason that I got involved too. I was so moved by her passion for the entire mission of free arts. And so they had the old Galleria when it was very vacant. They had the Art from the Heart auction, and it was a big gala. And turns out later, now with my development education, it was a bust for the budget. But it was very nice, and it was well done, and it brought me there. And it was the first time I'd ever come across free arts. I hadn't heard of it. And it was actually a coworker of mine at the time that said, hey, they need some more people to help with whatever, ushering, this, that, and the other. So I said, sure, I'll come, and met Stephanie and saw some of the free arts literature, and I was in ever since then. So I myself am going into, it's been 10 years now, but really I got active about 6 years ago, like where it's a huge part of try to make it a big part of my life. So it's just so rewarding. And, I'm sure like yourself, I don't know, I had a, less than perfect childhood as well. And we had some struggle in my family. And it just, it's so important to know that you can always create family from other means. And so I think that's a really important part of free arts too, is that you can't help what you're born into, but you can certainly, you matter, you have value. And if you surround yourself with good people, anything's possible.
Well, I had a really good upbringing, but my parents always taught me that I need to give back.
That's wonderful.
And we volunteered as a family. I volunteered on lots of different projects growing up, so I'm very passionate about volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
But, for me, free arts is all about children, and I love children. It's not just because I work at IKEA, and IKEA believes that children are the most important people in the world. It's me as a person. I love children, and this is my way to be connected to children, and to be connected to art, too. So
it's true. I feel the same way. Yeah. And I mean, children are so magical, and they can turn a day around in a second. And if you have a bad day, they can just say something that knocks you on your butt and gives you perspective on what really matters in life. It's so true.
They don't focus on little things.
And I should say that my mother and my grandmother, everyone, servitude was a big part of my upbringing as well. And my mother is an incredible woman, and so my parents divorced when I was 6, and I have nothing to do with my dad, but my mom held us together, and I was very blessed to have a good childhood as well, so I don't want to diss my childhood, but, I had some issues there with my biological father, and I just learned that, you know what, if you have one parent who cares, if you have an aunt, it doesn't matter who it is, if you have a free arts mentor, anyone who shows belief in you can pull you through any situation. So, pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
I thought we were signing off. I'm sorry. So I think for parting words of wisdom, what do you think? What do you have to say?
Oh, wow. I would love for anyone that's out there listening to really get more involved with the organization. They have 350 volunteers on their roster right now, but they're always looking for volunteers. They can always use financial support, and if someone wants to write a check or get on their webpage and make a donation, that would be great. If they want to come and be a part of our fundraising event at Ikea on April 7th, we'll have more details posted on the Free Arts webpage soon. So be on the lookout for all those details. And
I agree.
Yeah.
And just get involved. It's so important that we get so busy on our everyday lives, and we can always make time to give back to the community. We hope it's with Free Arts, but if it's not, it should be with someone. Find what your passion is and give back to the community.
Yeah, and Free Arts works with so many different organizations. I think it's like close to 110 different agencies. So you're not only interacting with Free Arts, you're interacting with all their partner facilities. So,
Exactly.
You are being a part of the community, and you're going to be touched, I think, probably 100-fold with love and joy, and bring happiness to a child's face. So.
Absolutely. And the happiness they bring to you is immeasurable. So it's a win-win.